we all want the market to rise up. But right now, you watch, it's not moving. It's there. What is really happening there? The recent news shows us that hacks, scams, hacks, everything is still here in the crypto arena, and this one was the recent one. As we can see here, now 400 customers were impacted by this, but they are all reimbursed by now. But the core issue here is it's not only about reimbursing or people's money is safe. The level of hacks and other stuffs coming into this market still has some concerns, right? And when the market is not doing well, people think like, okay, I'm gonna move into that coin, I'm gonna move into this coin. Whichever opportunity you moved in, you're not jumping out just because another random coin pumped on the random day, because you may not be able to get the same if you follow that one, if you don't understand what's happening there. Because if you are looking at the trajectory of Bitcoin, this is what you can actually observe. And if you go look at XRP, this is a basic idea which I would like to share. Now, this is a comparison with the XRP with the altcoin market cap, and I would actually justify that same by comparing the XRP BTC, the altcoin market, and XRP USD, and I'll give you what I think is going to happen or what really we can learn from the history and watch out for the future, right? But at the same time, in today's video, I would also like to take you guys through some of the news which shows the positive side of this and how things are moving. Now here you actually get now this may feel awkward for those who are in proof of work coins, but this is where we are going now. EU market regulators calls for a ban on proof of work crypto. Now you go back in Twitter, you are looking for different aspects of what's coming ahead and all those, and as you look through this, you're going to actually get different stuffs. One of which is it's not only happening in one side of the aisle, which is in the Eurozone. This is here, right? You can actually read through this and you can take your time and understand this is slowly coming on. So if this is going to get through, that means it will stay. Now the idea here is like we can say, okay, how much does the banks or the industrialization and other stuffs consume in terms of energy? But yes, this is a new technology which is coming in, and people will try to push it away. So as you see market fluctuating, slowing down, being bearish or correcting down, you now have a question, which assets should I be in? Say this is from Nasdaq, which I would actually take you guys through and explain my perspective on this. But the key idea here is, that's it, the relative outperformance of these tokens, 3 tokens, they suggest that these tokens are among the higher quality cryptocurrencies investors are seeking out. Now you may not agree with all of them, but you see like BNB there, XRP there, and Link. Now it completely depends upon who you are, what you look at and all, but while you go through the Nasdaq, you're going to get different perspective. One is like 3 environmental friendly coins, then other 7 cryptocurrencies which may triple your money in 2022. So we are going to discuss through all of those and then come back to the charts to see what the story is here, because in the charts you do get to understand what you are expecting, because the alt dominance, it's about to break out. Now the level of patience we need may vary, but this is going to happen. So if you have the level of patience, watch out. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where we discuss crypto and science behind investing regularly. So guys, as we discussed, charts, they do convey a lot of information. If you look at the last bull market here, you can literally see that we always come back down to that trend line, do a couple of wicks showing you, okay, I'm gonna break down, but eventually coming back up, because each time you go do that stuff, you're gonna get a viewpoint like, okay, that's undervalued, should I buy, should I not buy, that kind of stuff there. Now you're looking at this here, you have this rounded bottom which you got the back in the days here, and then you got multiple of these wicks coming into this. Now if you look at this, the only difference is, yes, as we previously all discussed, the momentum here to the upside, or the angle of elevation, is lower, right? It's completely lower. So if you are looking at this, it was going in much higher trajectory, where this one is kind of slow, but each time you come back to this support line, you slowly go back up because people buy a ton of it, right? We have seen recent purchases from MicroStrategy. So do you think it's the only institution who are buying into this asset? With the clarity in US just for these, right? So that was just for the RSI discussion. Now you look at the price. When we were getting rejected, this was acting as a first level of support. Then we broke below that. When you were going back up, it was a resistance. As you broke higher, it became a support. So that is a valid support resistance zone for you. Now you continue, you can see we got a fake out at that level. When you were coming down, you got supported at that level. Now you're at that level. So the bottom there is like $40,000. So if you actually go zoom in, you are able to observe this, right? Bitcoin actually came down to that 40,000 mark, and we are somewhere close to it. Now the issue is, you're looking at the MACD, it's showing you a bullish divergence on a daily chart. Great. So now you're observing the RSI, it's following the price, great, but it actually gives you a highlight of a possible inverse head and shoulder here. So if you are to look at that, we have talked about this previously, right? You get a point where you're getting your shoulder here, you've completed your head here. Now what you want is your right shoulder. So you need to actually wait and see whether this is going to play out. So if it is going to play out, that's going to be a positive stuff. Why? At the same time, you are looking at a trend line which is moving like this. Now, if you follow the resistance line, you're just close to that resistance line. Now the gap, now usually we kind of measure it all the way from 100-day moving average, 200-day moving average, 50-day moving average. Right now, if you're observing it from the 100-day moving average, the price is 25% down. That is actually significant. That really is significant, because if you are going to the last bull market cycle, and whenever you have a correction and how low you can get in a bear market or any correction, you're like, okay, that's undervalued territory. But the difference is, this time it is happening way after you hit the all-time high. The all-time high is 20,000. You went to 65. Now you are on 40. So now this is not only about the trend line. You look at the horizontal support level where we are at, and you are looking at the same level, right? Okay, we got here, we pushed up. Now you look at this one, we came into that, we did a double bottom and then went up. Previously we had it as a resistance, so that's a valid range. Again, valid resistance. You went up, you went down, you went up, so that is a valid resistance range. So you're going all the way back, and still by last year Jan, you're observing that this range has been a strong support resistance zone. So now, as long as you stay above this, I think we are going to bounce, and the bounce here is actually open towards resistance, meaning as the price breaks through, it now has to move above the 50-day moving average, which is this one, then the 200-day moving average, and then this one. But on a daily, when you're observing stuff, you can actually see the 50 crossing the 100 to the downside, and at the same time 50 crossing 200 to the downside. Both of them are death cross, right? So when people highlight this, you also have to understand this. We got a death cross here, 50 to 100, bearish cross, then the 50 to 200. So you actually had this before. By the time you actually did both of them, you look at the bottom was in, right? Now you go back here, look at that. Yes, by the time the 50-day crossed the 200-day, the bottom is in. Then, yes, you did retest that bottom and went up, which we are not neglecting. We told you this possibility of going to retest this and then breaking, right? So if we are following the recent history, we do understand there is a possibility to the upside. Now, being an XRP investor, all out on XRP, we understand this is the future of assets, right? So while you look at this and look at the current movement in the market, we do understand that the market is superb. It's moving Great. So you go, you find out, try to actually look at what's happening around us, and you're like, okay, the industry is maturing, and you kind of get to see a lot of different items. See here, Radhav Kahneman highlights this. Our ideal candidate has built and released distributed applications, has worked with Ripple, R3, Ether, or Bitcoin blockchain. So now you get the idea here, right? They are all coming out for something. So this is on Visa. Then you go look at, the Bank of Morocco. You actually see like new partner. That does mean expansion. That does mean adoption. So you are now looking at the adoption phase of this when stuff is going above and beyond the SEC, in all different ways. Now, you're coming back into the charts. This is where you look for the support. We are in that support. RSI shows we have a little bit room to bounce. So yes, RSI does show us that. So now we are looking at this one, which I really want to discuss with you guys today. See, if you are observing this, you kind of get to see this was the all-time high. We went down around 85%. Then you went up. Wave 1, you had the retest of the all-time highs. You slowed down there. You went up. Now the slowdown was like 350, 360 days. Great. Now you look at this, you came down 90%, you went up. Wave 1, you are slowing down there, which is like this. If you observe clearly, you get this one, then a couple of these, and slow down like this, are rounded top to the bottom, which you are getting 1, 2 of these, which you happen to get here, and then a rounded top. So you're getting that rounded top. So you are still here. You have the wave 2 and wave 3 left based on history. Now, the interesting part as an XRP investor is you look at the bottom. During wave 1 and the consolidation, we didn't do much. We started moving from here when the market went up in wave 2. Then, as the market consolidated, we did consolidate. And as the market moved into wave 3, we did join the party. So now, that's comparing altcoin to XRP. Look at the support range in the RSI. You come back to that support, you bounce. So that was relevant all the way from 2014 to 2017. Right? Now we come here and you are able to observe this. 2020 to 2022, we are still in this. So if you follow the history well, you now completely understand that yes, we did not do much in the wave 1 here, while the entire fluctuation of the altcoin took place from the bottom to the all-time high. We didn't do much. But in this cycle, interestingly, while it went up, we actually did something great, right? We moved up and no one is kind of neglecting that, right? 17x is not a bad deal. Now, what we are waiting for is the actual wave 2. Now, look at the XRP BTC pair. XRP BTC pair and XRP USD shows you same idea. You get one rise, you get another one, you correct down. So that's the previous cycle. Now, you're observing the bottom. So the point you went up is when, now just look at this line here, right? Both of them, the XRP USD here and the XRP BTC here and the XRP USD here, both of them started moving to the upside together, and that happened when you got the primary move in altcoins to the upside. So what do you see altcoins doing right now? Because you can observe one trend for clear, right? You can definitely see this as a resistance range, and you can also watch this closely and understand that was a long term of support. Now put that into place. You right now are looking at a resistance range like this. So as you break higher from these lows, you know what is coming, right? You definitely understand that is coming. Now you can look at the pattern and say, okay, maybe that's going to happen, but make sure it is going to happen. Why? Now I can be wrong, but you look at this and you make your own decision. This is from 2017 all the way up to 2022, and you observe this pattern from 2021. You are here consolidating, showing the expression of, I'm bullish, I'm gonna go higher. Because when people only show you the negative part and trying to find those negative territories. What I would really like to show you is, yes, we turned bearish here back in 2019. We came back down. But if you observe this, the 50-day moving average, when it crossed the 200-day moving average to the downside, you already reached close to the bottom. Yes, you did have a couple of retests to that bottom, but you were going higher from that point. Now you look at the other side of this, the bullish side of this. You got a cross of 50 to the 100 to the upside, which is absolutely great. And then you can now observe the 50 crossed the 200 to the upside, 50 crossed the 200, and then 100 crossed the 200. So you are now having multiple bull cross there. So golden cross, platinum cross, whatever you want to call, it's all fine. But the understanding here is clear. We are bullish. So if you are turning bearish on this market, I really don't know what to say. Now understand, this is all about altcoin, not about Bitcoin, right? Yes, we do look at Bitcoin. Why? To show you that, it can consolidate here, it can bounce a little bit here and there, but we are not in Bitcoin. What we are on towards is this market, the altcoin, and especially XRP. Why? You go back here and you see the number of coins available in the market now is like 10,000, 15,000 coins. So Bitcoin is never going to be able to actually compete in case of in terms of the market cap. It will never be able to do that. Why I say this is because of the history. You go here in the Bitcoin dominance, long-term chart, you can take weekly, monthly, it's all up to you. And from the time Bitcoin dominance is there, you can easily observe this trend. You're trending lower. Each time you're trending lower, you get this wave 1, wave 2, and wave 3. So you now got wave 1, you're waiting for the wave 2. Whether you believe it or not, that's happening. Now, one of the main reason I'm saying, like, okay, there is another run in Bitcoin, which is possible, and at that time altcoins are gonna supersede that. I agree. But you look at this, it's your base here. I agree. Then you look at this one, that's a divergence. You look at the RSI, you look at the MACD, that's divergence. So if you're in this market to make money, observe this. Ether, it can come down to 2,800, 2,700, 2,900 range. You may get a multiple opportunities in most of the coins which you really want to buy in during this time. But don't just wait for that particular perfect buy opportunity. What if that is not directly dipping to 40,000 range in Bitcoin or 2,700 in Ether? You may miss an opportunity. If you haven't bought that coin which you really wanted to, buy it. If you don't, it's okay, wait, fine. You can completely wait. But if you don't have any exposure in that, I would say, if it's me, what I would usually do is I would buy, say, 20% of what I really want to buy and see what the market is doing. If the market is bullish, I'm bullish. If it's trending up, trend is your friend, you go in. That is what we are looking at. So guys, if you receive value for your time, please do hit that like and subscribe button. That supports the channel a lot. And if you want these kind of updates regularly for a lot of different coins, you can look at the Patreon. The link is given in the description below, where you can actually see all of these charts for variety of coins and any coins in your portfolio, so that you're sure you're in the right coin and it does have a lot of upside, or at least the average upside for the altcoins. So guys, I'll meet you on the next video. Bye for now.